team started from Vientiane, which is the capital city of Laos, where we drove 7 hours to the Nakai National Park. Our plan was to install 3 home biogas systems for the villages in the area. The villages are in a protected area and are totally off-grid. No power, limited running water, no telephone signal. Locals are reliant on firewood and charcoal for their main fuel source for cooking. The home biogas systems which we installed will help to reduce the dependency on firewood by using food waste, which is usually thrown out, and it's a problem, to produce cooking gas and organic fertilizer for the village farms. Once we arrived in Nakai, we loaded our supplies and 3 home biogas systems onto a boat, which is the start of an 8-hour trip by boat and by tractor to the installation areas. So here we are on the Nakai Reservoir, which is a 3-hour boat ride until we arrive at the river, which takes us further into the jungle. You're probably wondering why there are so many branches coming out from the river, and that is pretty much the tops of trees, which was what used to be a forest and was flooded by water diverted from the nearby dam. Pretty amazing place.
That used to be the top of the tree.
After 3 hours on the reservoir, we are now going up the river, which leads further into the jungle. We have seen some wildlife, including a few monkeys on the riverbanks. Apparently there are a few wild elephants in this area as well. The water is clear green like an emerald. So beautiful and peaceful. Okay, so we've arrived at the port and we're now about to transfer to our next ride, which is a smaller boat since the river up ahead is too shallow for the boat we're on. And as you can see, we're loading pretty much everything, including even a motorcycle, onto the longboat. This is going to take some pretty tedious balancing skills. Okay, so it's been about an hour now, and as you can see that the motorcycle made it onto the longboat safely, along with about 20 other people. And I hope we're going to be pulling up to the next leg of our journey pretty soon. That's our next ride. So we've arrived at the port, and I just have to say I'm quite impressed with what has been loaded onto this small boat. There's a motorcycle, a few chickens, bedding, 3 of our home biogas systems, and of course the locals have loaded plenty of beer lao, which you can see over there in the distance. This is a better view of the local port. It's not really a port like what we're used to at home, but it's the main area where supplies are delivered to the rest of the 30 villages in the area.
I really love this shoe.
Shoes?
Yeah, I love this shoe.
Okay, so we're taking this truck?
Yeah.
Where's Da?
Right there.
Oh, here he is. This is what we call a tac-tac, and we're going to be on this for the next 6 hours. Okay. These roads are too steep and very, very rough, so we've got to get out and push. This is why it takes so long. Okay. So it's getting kind of dark and we haven't arrived yet. This has been a really rough bone rattling ride. I hope we can get there soon. I couldn't get much footage earlier because it's too dark to film. But now we've loaded the TAC and the home biogas systems onto a small raft. Looks like everything is intact here. We're going to cross this river and then unload on the other side, where we will continue our journey into the jungle for a couple more hours into the night. So we arrived and had a quick bite to eat. It's around 1 a.m. and Tha, our head of installation, is already preparing the home biogas 7.0 system. He's assembling it now so we can have a head start for tomorrow. So here's our installation site this morning. Here's what the area looks like. It's a very nice village area, countryside. Guys have already laid out the system and put up the instruction signs. The running water in the village is quite limited, so we are going to have to find a local water source, a lake or a river. So here's the water source. It's just under a kilometer away from the installation point. Looks quite shallow though, so we need to find a good spot to pump the water. We're going to need 4,500 liters in total.